Hello everyone, this is Lemony Team's project on the HRD in downstream energy companies. Study case of S-Oil from South Korea, CNPC from China, and Rosneft from Russia. Let us begin.
First, I want to mention about petroleum industry. Usually, petroleum industry is divided into three major components: upstream, midstream, and downstream. For upstream sector, it is about the process of extracting the oil drilling and service, and refining it. Midstream operations are usually included in the downstream sector. The downstream sector is usually used to refer to refining oil, selling, and distribution of natural gas and products derived from crude oil, for example, petrol, diesel, heating oil, lubricant, natural gas. And our presentation today is related to the HRD in the downstream industry. And we will talk about Korea, China, Russia. Specifically, we would mention about S-Oil in Korea, CNPC in China, and Rosneft in Russia.
What about HRD and training?
Downstream energy business depends not only on the resources extracted from the ground, but also on the people who are managing all of these resources and operations, and workforce. That's what matters in such companies. Human resources is basically a term used to describe the individuals who are making up the workforce of any organization, and it's really important to develop it. It also has a link to a notion of a welfare, because nowadays the organization can get its competitive advantage only through a skillful and competent workforce. And to develop its workforce and to measure it, create such a reliable, sustainable people society, there is a model to consider. The KSA model, the model of competency, contains three aspects. The K stands for knowledge, S stands for skills, and A means the attitude. It measures up the setting of the goals and describes all of the inclusion, all of the things the organization should have inside it. So K stands for what and when should be implemented, since the knowledge is the basis for the company's competency. A is an attitude. It shows up how we should implement our knowledge. S stands for skills, and since in downstream company all the skills are proprietary, it's really important for a company to have all of these technologies inside the skills as a black box technologies. Stalin once said that human resources are everything, and we should develop it as much as we can. To maintain and develop the workforce, there is a process one should follow. Since the main goal is to get a better result out of the process the companies are doing, there is a cycle comprises three interdependent components, which improves organization performance. First, the organization should enhance the quality of life. Then it should invest into the human capital. And then it should utilize the production. And through this cycle, it can get a better results.
CNPC, S-Oil, Rosneft, why are they so remarkable?
S-Oil overview.
S-Oil, established in 1976, has grown into one of the most competitive oil refiners in the Asia-Pacific region by establishing profitability-oriented management strategies and nurturing dynamic and progressive spirit in management. The company operates the oil refinery facility with a capacity of 580,000 barrels per day. Number of its executives and employees is 2589. Total assets of S-Oil are 10 trillion Korean won. And among the affiliated companies are Hankook Silicon, S-Oil Total Lubricants, and S International. S-Oil is the world's third largest oil refiner, and its key stakeholder is Saudi Aramco. Saudi Aramco invested $395 million for the 35% stake in the company, and it is the world's largest oil corporation. And concerning the Korean party in the joint venture, it is represented by Chaebol Hanjin Energy, owning 27.4% of the company. S-Oil's priorities are safety. The second one is differentiated business growth model. Third is growing together with the society. And the last but not the least is people, the fundamental part of S-Oil's competitiveness. Talking about strategic directions of S-Oil, there are three aspects which we should consider. Number one is further investment in the refining business. Second one is integration with the petrochemical business. And the third one is seeking out opportunities in the renewable energy industry. And so far, each year, the company has been excelling its results.
S-Oil talent education. As competition becomes more globalized, S-Oil is fostering the development of experts who can shoulder the future of the company. S-Oil offers all the employees both company-wide and individualized training options to further develop their work behavior, work expertise, and leadership abilities. In an effort to nurture valued specialists, instead of focusing on the development of common work proficiencies, S-Oil hired outside experts to train the staff in more specialized job skills and capabilities. S-Oil supports its employees' participation in outside work-related seminars and conferences to increase their ability to contend with global issues such as the energy crisis and climate change. The very best workers can even study abroad to receive an MBA or another advanced degree in the natural sciences or engineering at the IFP school in France, thus gaining world-class expertise. Moreover, S-Oil provides overseas training to all the employees, and 150 people are selected each year for overseas training in countries such as China. The company also provides various foreign language courses in order to enhance the foreign language abilities for the overseas sales force. S-Oil's merit-based personnel policy takes into account each employee's personal achievements as well as his or her unit performance in order to fairly reward his or her capabilities. All executives and employees are evaluated in terms of their personal achievements and competences, and they are provided with feedback so that they can improve both the company's and their own performance. Evaluation results at the level of manager or above are used to determine salary rates which are fair and equitable. SOL seeks to provide the highest level compensation rates in the industry, and the employee benefits package is equally generous. Apart from benefits mandated by labor law, which are health insurance, employment insurance, workers' compensation insurance, national pension plan, SOL provides its staff with support for housing loans, healthcare and expenses, tuition fees, and congratulations. SOL has actively expanded its overseas markets by introducing a variety of competitive products from the early business stage. As a result, SOL has been able to establish a balanced marketing structure between domestic demand and exports. The company has expanded its sales network in the Pacific region, Southeast Asia, and Europe by strengthening direct supply contracts with overseas retailers and wholesale companies, and, in particular, by expanded partnerships with globally competitive companies. As a result, SOL has exported approximately 59% of its products to 23 countries. Furthermore, the company will expand its overseas sales base through the expansion of the sales network to strengthen customer service in the face of intensifying competition.
Nowadays, because of the rapid increase in the demand for oil brought by Chinese advanced economic groups, more than 10% in recent years, the Asia country has become the world's second largest petroleum consumer after the US, and China's state-run petroleum companies, which are responsible for China's oil production and supply, continue to be the focus of great attention both inside and outside of the country. Here are three major Chinese petroleum companies. The first one, CNPC. Second one, Sinopec. Third one, CNOOC. Chinese National Petroleum Corporation, founded in 1988, and is a collection of oil and gas exploration and development of oil refining, chemical, oil, gases, and storage and transportation, sales, oil trade, engineering, technological service, oil equipment manufacturing in a body comprehensive energy company. Last year, NPC ranked 6th on the Fortune magazine's annual list of the top 500 global companies. Being Chinese government-controlled bureaucracy, the national oil companies are conducting business operations based on government policies. Nowadays, China's daily business operations feature strong independence. Rather, they are to some extent utilizing the government to their advantages in some cases, and this has led to steady improvements in competitiveness over the past decades. The largest integrated oil and gas upstream and downstream Chinese company is China National Petroleum Corporation, and CNPC considers the development of human resources to be a crucial factor of the company to successfully implement its business development strategy. The HRD in downstream sector of which we have chosen to analyze.
So here are some facts about CNPC HR system. Since the company is based in China, it claims to use a democratic system within each company's department. The Human Resource Department is doing its best to develop and maintain huge workforce of 1,700,000 employees. So one of the main objectives is reinforcement of demographic management. Hiring young minds and graduates from the best universities improves the company's HR structure. Also, training and education is available for production, management, construction, operation departments workers, which is foster the growth. And over the 5 years, approximately 600,000 employees undergo training procedures. And basically, company implements and develop the employees through enhanced training system, which is working for the employees wishing to get a promotion, overseas training, talent training. In Kazakhstan, there was a system of 25 months training to get skills and knowledge abroad. And construction of petrochemical training center in mainland China also helps to foster companies' borders, and which is a progressive and successful way to go for a company.
Rosneft overview. Russian state policies currently seek to increase state control in strategic sectors of the economy, mainly through ownership of big enterprises in economically and politically significant sectors, which are then united into a state holding company. Through this state holding company, the government can then control the respective economic branch and influence its development directly. When talking about the ways to increase state control, it should be mentioned that, unfortunately, both civilized and uncivilized methods are in use. While the former clearly prevail across the economy as the whole, the latter have received much greater publicity. In most cases, the state does not directly acquire ownership, but rather acts through state-owned companies like Rosneft. The civilized method of increasing control over strategic sectors of the economy is to combine all the state shares into one holding company and to let this holding buy additional stakes in market prices. While the uncivilized method is based on manipulated allegations of legal wrongdoings, which lead to pressure in the form of bad publicity, confiscation of company documents, frozen bank accounts, hefty fines, and the arrest of senior managers, like it happened to Khodorkovsky, Yukos. However, shares of the state-owned Rosneft company have been issued through an IPO, which is initial price offering, and nowadays Rosneft is an undisputed leader of the domestic oil industry of Russia. Geopolitically, Rosneft now plays an important role in Russia's relations with China, South Korea, and India. To be more specific, the company has established Vostok Energy joint venture with CNPC, and regarding affairs with Korea, Rosneft allows Korea National Oil Company to participate in the West Kamchatka Shelf exploration at 60-40% basis. It as well has alliances with ExxonMobil, Statoil, EMI, and strategic partnership agreements with various Russian companies.
The Rosneft company begins to work with prospective employees when they are still at school or university, seeing this approach as the only way to build a professional team in the future. For this purpose, the company for many years has been maintaining the school-university company continuous education system. This system was an important factor that helped the company attract over 2,500 young talented professionals who work for it today. Rosneft classes. In 2010, the corporate pre-university training program covered almost 1,500 students of 60 Rosneft classes in 30 cities, virtually in each company's region of operations. Almost all graduates of Rosneft classes enrolled in universities, with most of them choosing specialties related to the oil industry. Cooperation with universities. In 2010, the company collaborated with 26 universities that provided training in specialties demanded by Rosneft operations. In particular, a new training and laboratory building of the Oil and Gas Institute at the Siberian Federal University, constructed with financial support from Rosneft, was commissioned. In order to foster students' motivation for academic achievement and to support best university teachers with research interests relevant to the company, in 2010, Rosneft provided corporate scholarships and grants to 330 students and 12 university teachers. In the reporting year, the company spent a total of 77 million rubles on assistance to universities, including some 8 million rubles on scholarships and grants. Students with high academic performance are offered work placements and internships at the company. In 2010, over 3,000 university students received work placements at Rosneft operations. Working with young professionals. The next stage of the continuous training process is working with young professionals already recruited by Rosneft. The main objectives of the company is young professional adaptation system is to facilitate the development of their professional and management skills and to involve them into research and project activities. To those who join the company, Rosneft guarantees fulfillment of obligations and priorities of the company's social policy. First, ensuring comfortable working and recreation conditions for the company staff working in the regions with unfavorable climate conditions or exposed to workplace hazards. Second, providing financial support to the employees and their families who suffered fatal occupational injuries. Third, providing social assistance to employees' families and pensioners. Fourth, the system of key performance indicators. In 2009, the company has introduced a new system for determining annual bonuses paid to senior managers and heads of independent divisions of the Rosneft headquarters based on collective and personal key performance indicators. The system is based on a formalized and transparent approach which makes it possible to set clear objectives for the managers on an individual basis, define specific criteria of meeting these objectives, and objectively evaluate managers' performance at the end of the year.
That is practically all. Thank you for your attention, and if you're interested in further discussion, please leave your comments below.